Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is your girl Shay with Writers Vlogs. I am bringing you another review and recap of Little Women. Money gets married. Okay, it is wedding bells and farewells. Actually, you would have gotten this video earlier, but somebody would be me, forgot to turn the light on, so you would have had a great review, but you wouldn't have been able to see anything. So let's start it all over again. Go ahead and check out the timestamps in the description box. And once you do that, you'll see that you're able to fast forward through the episode or through the review, whatever you want to do. So if you want to skip ahead, go ahead. I won't be mad at you. Also, be sure to subscribe and like this video. And make sure you subscribe so you can get the latest uploads, the newest reviews, and all that good stuff, okay? All right. So, we begin with the rehearsal dinner for Money and Morlin's wedding. And we actually left off last episode with Money's biological father showing up. So, yes, he is in the building, and Money's not too happy about it. He's asking her, I've been trying to call you. Why haven't you returned my calls? And she's like, because I changed my number, so I didn't know you called. I don't think he was that happy about it. I mean, obviously, he probably wanted to have a good relationship with her. He wanted her to call him and talk to him and just know that your daughter wants to speak with you, but guess what, she doesn't, because she said that basically you're a kind of father who is not around, and you come in and out of her life when you want to, and so now she wants to have the same ability. She wants to be able to walk out of your life when she wants to. So now she has decided she is sick of you popping up when you want to, walking in away when you want to, which some parents do, and I guess he's one of them. She's not happy about it, so guess what? Money has decided she doesn't want her father to be a part of her wedding or to be a part of her life. And Morlin kind of is just sitting there with his head down, but who can blame him? What do you say to that? It is her decision, and she's deciding that this relationship is not something she's here for, nor is it something that she wants. At one point in this actual video, her father admits that her siblings feel like he treats her better than them, and that he is more around for her than he is for the rest of them. Now, first of all, you shouldn't brag about that as her father for two reasons. For one reason, if you're in her life more than her siblings, then that means you are an absentee father in her siblings' life as well, because if she already said that you haven't been there for her, 9 times out of 10, you haven't been there for them either. But I believe her brother already said that on Little Women Atlanta when you were coming around back then, last season. So then, number two, the reason why that's not something you should brag about, the siblings feeling some type of way about your relationship with Money, is that you are now admitting that you play favorites. And as a parent, do you really want to be the type of parent who is known as one who plays favorites? No, it's not cute. It's not a good look. So you're an absentee father and a father who plays favorites? This is not your best day. I'm just saying. Yeah, you should stop while you're ahead. But I'm guessing you're not going to, and come next season, we'll probably see even more of you. I don't know if Money will like that, but there it is. Moving on. It's the hotel. Wedding day. Sam, Juicy, Tanya, they're all hanging out in the hotel room. And they're talking about the fight that happened between Morlin and Robert. And if you saw the episode or my review for the last episode, then you know it was crazy. First time I've ever seen Morlin get out of character, and he definitely was ready to go to war with Robert. And Robert was ready for it as well, but I don't know if he liked that purse to the chest that he got from Money. So, yeah, he went about his way, but then again, he had no choice because he was kicked out of the wedding. And they are actually excited and happy about the fact that Morlin went ahead and defended his bride, Money, which he should have defended her because Robert was walking right up to her once she threw that purse, and looks like Robert wanted to I won't say he was going to take a swing at her, but he could have, the way he was looking. So good on Morlin for defending his lady. And then they also talk about that they hope that there's no drama with Money's dad, because that whole reception dinner, not reception dinner, what the hell is that called? Rehearsal dinner, thank you. The whole rehearsal dinner, that was a mess with her father being there. It looks like he not only was he uninvited, I don't know if he ever was invited. Last season, he made it seem like, her dad made it seem like he wanted Morlin to ask for his hand in marriage, but I don't think that he has to worry about that because he won't be any parts of this marriage. She wants absolutely nothing to do with him. So hopefully there's no drama with that, the ladies say. But I don't think that he's going to come to the wedding. Who would want to come to the wedding if their daughter feels that way about them? But then again, if he wants to be on camera, he may come to the wedding because that would explain why her father is coming around more now. If he has this moment in the sun and in the spotlight and he can be on TV, he may want to come around more now. You know, some people are like that. I'm not saying that he is, but it wouldn't surprise me. Just saying. Moving on. It's the wedding day. They're setting up. Now, do they have everything in place? Let's see. Flowers, check. Got that. Place settings, check. Decorations, check. Wedding cake, 3 hours late. This is a mess in a situation. What bride on her day wants to be worried about where her wedding cake is? I mean, that is kind of sad and depressing, but at the same time, she does have a wedding planner, Miss Tori, who seems to have a lot of things under control. So hopefully she'll have this under control and make sure that the wedding cake gets there safe and sound and Monie can be happy and focus on herself and her potential groom. So we'll see. Okay. Now it's time for hair and makeup. One of my favorite things. And they're getting ready. Amanda wants to talk to Andrea about whether or not she's moving back to Atlanta from Dallas. You know, Andrea went to Dallas to chase behind her no good baby daddy. And she's still there. Really like Andrea. I think she's a beautiful girl. Hopefully she wises up and drops him because he is so quick to drop her. If you know anything about these shows or Little Women Atlanta to begin with. If you've seen any of this, then you know he walks away from her and his kids at the drop of a dime. So I don't know why she would relocate to another state for him. Granted, it's the state that she's from. She's from Texas, but doesn't really matter. Don't leave your career and everything you're building with your sister and y'all new business and y'all got a brand and all this stuff and a new manager. Y'all actually building something and you leave all that behind for a person who left you behind. Girl, get your priorities together because he should not be one of them. Moving on, Sam then pulls Minnie aside to ask Minnie what her plans were for this wedding because she wants to make sure that Minnie is not going to stir up any drama. Now, a lot of the ladies believe that Minnie is a pot stirrer. I personally really like Minnie on the show. I think she brings a lot to the show. I don't think Little Women Atlanta would be what it is without Minnie or Juicy. I think the two of them are the two characters that this show would probably suffer if they lost them because they bring so much. But the fact that Minnie brings so much is partly because people think she brings a lot of drama. And she kind of does. Sometimes I like Minnie, but let's tell the truth. You know, she has told a few lies. She had the whole situation at Juicy's birthday party where she showed up and Juicy was counting to 10 for her to leave. And she knew she wasn't invited, but she came anyway because Juicy had come to her party uninvited. And then there was the whole thing where Ricky Smiley had the, he had some kind of charity function. And then she showed up and brought him all those gifts because some people thought she was trying to bribe him in order to get him to do nice things for her and help her with jump-starting her radio career, which led to her mother wondering, was she jealous of Juicy? It was a lot of drama. It's a lot of drama. But anyway, so Sam is looking at some of those past situations and wondering, is Minnie going to start some drama? Because drama has been known to follow Minnie, and some people think that Minnie follows the drama herself. That's up to you to decide. It's not my decision. I'm just saying this is what it is. So as they're talking, I think Minnie was a little insulted. She kind of felt like, you know, why are y'all always looking at me as if I'm the drama starter? And Sam is like, well, she said something about Minnie kind of being a pot stirrer. That's how she feels. And Sam says, I know you always want the attention on you and stuff like that. And actually, Minnie felt like Sam was starting drama. She felt like Sam should have never pulled her aside. I think that the way Sam handled it was very respectful. I understood where she was coming from. Sam and Minnie have had their issues in the past. Remember, they got into that heated argument in the middle of the restaurant and all that stuff. And she called her fat, tabulous and all that. So, you know, they had their fair share of issues. I don't think that Sam was trying to start any drama, but she just wanted to make sure that no drama was going to occur. So she did ask Minnie about it. Minnie was like, no, that's not going to happen. Sam was like, just make sure you don't make a scene. Don't do anything that's going to mess up Money's day. And, they were able to laugh it off, talk about it. Not Juicy, excuse me. Minnie said she was going to stay close to the bar. you know, Sam told her make sure not you don't get too close to the bar. Because, if you get a little too close to the bar, you can get a little excited, you get the little liquid courage, you start saying things you shouldn't say. That's not just Minnie, that's people in general. So I think that Sam was like, stay away from the bar. But at any rate, they had a good conversation. Sam was very respectful. Minnie was very respectful. It didn't end badly. I was happy about that. So let's move on. Amanda had her little pregnancy scare. And so now it's time for her to tell Jordan about it. She wants to make sure that he's in on the conversation. Everybody knew. Well, not everybody. I'll say Amanda, Andrea, and Minnie knew. They took the test. It was negative. So she's not pregnant, but she still wanted to let Jordan know. She let him know that she did think she was pregnant. She wasn't sure, but she took the test and it was negative. And to her surprise, I wasn't very surprised by his reaction, but she was kind of surprised. I think pleasantly surprised. And he said, well, if it's our time, it's our time. And I think what he meant by that was if you get pregnant, then we'll have a baby. But I love the fact that she let it be known that she wants to get married first. And she doesn't want to just bring a child into this world and not be married. And I think that, listen, I'm not here to judge. If you have a baby before marriage or after marriage, that's on you. But I did respect the fact that she feels like she wants to wait, have a wedding, have a marriage, and she wants to have that order and then have a baby. And he seemed receptive to that because he said there could be a wedding coming soon. And she said how soon. And he was basically like, wait and see. But it does seem like the next time we see another Little Women Atlanta wedding, it could very well be Amanda and Jordan. So I think that would be nice because they make a really cute couple and you can tell that they love each other. Money is getting ready and she's getting dressed. Miss Tori stops her once again. We're talking about the cake and the chef, or I guess it would be the pastry chef, is saying that the cake is in the process of coming. But what is the process if she's been saying that she was on her way for 3 hours? So what I'm trying to figure out is who exactly chose this cake baker? Who chose the pastry chef? Who chose the caterer for the cake? Because did nobody look up Yelp reviews or like what happened? How is it that nobody knew that this person who was baking the cake was going to take this long and maybe be that unprofessional? I mean, I was sitting there like, I can't imagine being in Money's position, getting married, so happy, and you're worried about a cake. That should be the least of your concern. But at least she has a wedding planner like Miss Tori, who is very prepared. She knows what she's doing. She has her eye on the ball. She has her hands in everything. She's making sure that everything is going to be right. So at least, Juicy pointed Money in the right direction with Miss Tori because Miss Tori does seem like she knows her stuff. We are with Mr. Morlin, not the bride. He's the groom, with his groomsman and his his best man, and the father-in-law to be. And they're all excited. D2 is also there, who is I believe it's Daryl Jr. He's the junior. I always forget if the father's name is Daryl or Derek, but whatever the case may be, D2 is Money's son, and he's going to carry the broom out for the wedding. He's getting his suit on, and Morlin was saying, how excited he was because this whole situation is starting to make him feel like a father, and being a stepfather, he's really excited about it. So that's good to know because D2 is going to have two male figures in his life. A lot of these young men nowadays don't have one, so now he's going to have two, so he's very lucky. And Donald Sr., who is Money's stepfather, but he has been more in her life and taking care of her than her biological father. So he is there with Morlin as everybody's getting ready, and he is really giving his blessings, and he welcomes Morlin into the family, which I thought was so nice and so sweet, and told him, if y'all ever need anything, you ever need any advice or anything, I'm only a phone call away. I thought that that was really nice and really sweet. And it was a really genuine moment. And he thanks his father-in-law, Morlin does thanks Donald Sr. for welcoming him into the family. And he said that he's going to be good to both D2 and Money. So that was a really nice moment. It was a really sweet moment. I really did like that. As Juicy and Miss Tori, the wedding planner, are standing and talking about what's going on with the cake, voila, the cake arrives. Now that's either some great timing or production knew she was coming, but who cares? At least she's there, and we're actually going to get some cake for this wedding, because who wants to have a wedding and not even get to cut a cake? So she's there. She's wheeling the cake in. It looks really pretty. It's a really pretty cake. 3 tiers. It was so cute. I liked it. The cakes look really nice. They go and let Money know the cakes have arrived. They all start twerking to the arrival of the cake. They were shaking it and bouncing it. So that was a cute little moment. So that took one bit of stress off of Money, so that now she's not worried about that. All she can concern herself with is going ahead and getting married and being happy as she's walking down the aisle. She doesn't have to worry about whether or not there's a cake there for her reception. So I thought that that was like a really good moment, so that she could move on and focus on other things like herself and her soon to be groom, her husband. So I thought that was like a really nice, sweet moment. So then we move on, and Minnie has come in to see Amanda and Andrea, who are bridesmaids. Of course, Minnie wanted to be a bridesmaid, but unfortunately, that didn't happen for her. Money didn't choose to make her a bridesmaid. But the bridesmaids were there, along with the maid of honor, Juicy. They talked about the whole Jordan situation and how he's supportive of the fact that if Amanda was pregnant, he was ready to step up to the plate. And I think that's wonderful. That's great. Juicy did compliment Minnie and tell her that she looked nice. And I thought that that was really sweet, because, they have a contentious relationship. So it was great to see Juicy be able to put that to the side for her good friend Money and Minnie's good friend Money. Or they have been good friends in the past. I don't know if they're still good friends, but Juicy was able to pay her a compliment. And sometimes it is the little things that count, especially in the relationship that they have had, because they have been at odds for quite some time. And they were talking about how Juicy is the queen of Atlanta. I thought it was really nice that she said not today, that she was making Money the queen of Atlanta for today, because it is her wedding day. I thought that was really sweet. So Money does come out, and she's in her wedding dress. She looked so beautiful. She looked so pretty. I was like, good for you, Money. You could tell she was really happy. She was genuinely happy. It was a genuine smile. She was sincere, and she just had like a glow about her. She was very, very happy, and I was happy to see that. I love to see people happy and cheerful and jovial and all these things, especially on on a day that's so important like your wedding day. That is just everything. They talked about the fact that Mr. Nate really did pull through with the bridesmaids' dresses. I'm gonna have to be honest and say I thought the bridesmaids' dresses were a little tight. They could have hit the club afterward. No, they weren't gonna hit the club in those dresses, but you get what I'm saying. They were a little tight, but they seemed to be well made. But regardless of the bridesmaids and maid of honor, well, Juicy's dress was cute, but I thought the bridesmaids' dress, Andrea and Amanda's dress, they were a little tight. They were cut a little tight, but I think that they wanted them that way. Well, anywho, Money came out in her dress, and she looked stunning. She was so, 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 so beautiful. I just was here for it. I love to watch a good wedding. I used to like that show, Say Yes to the Dress, stuff like that. It just makes me smile, so I love to see a good wedding. And speaking of weddings, the wedding begins, and you see Morlin and Donald Jr., who was the new best man after Robert got the boot. They come out and they walk out first. Then Andrea and Chris come down the aisle. Amanda and Jordan come down the aisle, and as they're coming down the aisle, it was so cute that Andrea was blowing Amanda kisses and stuff like that. I really thought that that was just so adorable. I love the two of them. I really hope that they can come back to Atlanta together or whatever, but We'll have to see. So then Juicy, the maid of honor, she comes down by herself. Now that kind of was like weird to me. I thought that maybe the maid of honor always comes down by herself, but I thought that it would have been really cute to see her come down with Donald Jr. or something. She was the only person that really came down by herself besides Money. Well, Money didn't even come down by herself. Yeah, Juicy was the only person that came down the aisle by herself, if I'm not mistaken. I really thought that they should have given her somebody to escort her down the aisle, like the queen of Atlanta. Well, she wasn't the queen that day. Money was the queen, but she still should have had an escort. But she looked beautiful, and so Juicy was coming down the aisle. She looked great. Then after Juicy made it down the aisle, D2 was coming down the aisle with another young gentleman, which was the ring bearer. I'm not sure whose kid he was. Maybe they said it earlier. I didn't catch it. But anyway, he was one young man was the ring bearer, and then D2 was carrying the broom. Thought that was cute. Then Money came down. I loved her entrance with her dad. It was just so special. It was so beautiful. I did notice she was stumbling a little bit in her dress. I think that when Mr. Nate cut the dress, he probably should have cut, even though her train was really long in the back and the front, he maybe should have taken it up maybe like an inch or two, and then she wouldn't have been stumbling over all of the extra fabric in the front. But other than that, it looked beautiful. She looked great. Her father seemed to slow down for her a little bit, knowing that she was like trying to take her time in her dress. And it's better to go slowly than to fall over. Who wants to fall over in their wedding day, on their wedding day, in their wedding dress? Nobody wants that. So, as the lady says, ain't nobody got time for that. So, they took their time. They got down the aisle. It was so beautiful. Donald Sr., her stepfather, gives her away to Morlin. They join hands. They do the whole, vow exchange and everything. They say their I do's. And, Morlin tells her she was the best blessing of his life. And he's going to cherish and love her and all this stuff. I had to write it down because I thought it was so pretty. I don't think I'm saying it as genuinely or sincerely as he did, because obviously he's in love. It's his wedding day. It was so nice. I love weddings. I need to go to more. Maybe I need to go to my own. Somebody need to send me Mr. Right so I can go to my own wedding so I can stop talking about other people's. But anyway, let us continue. So, Money was telling him how she's so glad that he's in her and D2's life. And then D2 puts down the broom. It was so cute. And then they jumped the broom together. And she did like the moment from The Color Purple, Miss Shook, I's married now. And I love that because I just always think it's so cute. I went to another wedding and somebody said that. I can't remember where it was. But anyway, it was super cute. And I loved it. And so then they go on to the reception. The reception was really nice. They did their first dance and they cut the cake. They threw the bouquet in the garter. And Amanda and Jordan caught the bouquet in the garter belt. So I'm like, is there going to be a new wedding? I really hope so. I think that Amanda and Jordan are really cute together. They are the polar opposites of Andrea and Chris's relationship. You could tell that Amanda and Jordan, they really have something good. They really have something genuine. He genuinely loves her. You can tell by the way he looks at her and all that stuff. So I would definitely be here for a wedding between Amanda and Jordan. They would have a cute little baby. I don't know if it would be a little person or what, because I know Andrea, both of her children are little people, but her children are like super adorable too. So I know that Amanda and Jordan would have cute kids. I just love them as a couple. They're so cute. And then Donald Jr. and Juicy gave a speech, because Donald Jr. was the best man and Juicy was the maid of honor. So then we move on to the next speech, which is the one that I saw in the previews. And I was like, ooh, what's going to happen? So Minnie stands up to give her speech. And I'm trying to figure out why she's giving a speech because, usually the guests don't give a speech. She was not a part of the wedding party. She wasn't even a bridesmaid. So usually sometimes a guest can give a speech, but usually there's somebody who's really close to the bride. And in this case, yes, I love Minnie, but she's not as close to the bride as some of the other people, because at one point you were a co-maid of honor and then you were sort of ejected from the wedding party. So I don't know that you really should have taken the time to take the mic and say something, but at least she didn't take the, because Sam gave her the whole speech about being on her best behavior. So she didn't take the mic and say anything negative. She said, make sure you guard your relationship. She was talking about devils coming against you and people being close to you and they could really be the devil. I think she was trying to say something about maybe people around you being fake or having malicious intent or something like that. Maybe like Robert, who wasn't really that good to them. So I kind of got the gist of what Minnie was trying to say. Um, but I did notice that Juicy was giving it one major eye roll the entire time. Juicy was not here for um, Minnie's speech at all. She was not here for it at all. I was living for the eye rolls that Juicy was giving. I know somebody's gonna make that a gif or something like that, like a meme or something. That it was kind of funny. I liked it, but you have to watch the episode to kind of see how she was reacting. But Juicy was not here for Minnie's speech at all. And yeah, so that was it. But I did like Minnie's speech. Monie gave a quick little speech. I think Morlin said something nice. It was great. It was cute. I liked it. So then Andrea steps outside and she's kind of like having a moment to herself, and Amanda follows her. So Amanda brings up the conversation, the elephant in the room, and asks her, are you moving back to Atlanta or are you staying in Texas? And Andrea starts by saying, things are better between me and Chris, and we're happier, and she doesn't want to separate Chris and Aubrey, and I already knew what the answer was as soon as she started with that. So she did say that she is going to stay in Dallas. She is not moving back to Atlanta. I could tell that Amanda was sad, but she was very supportive of her sister. She didn't make the moment about herself. So big, ups to Amanda, because you could tell that she was not happy about the moment. And she actually said, I'm going to support my sister. And, they were talking about, I love you, I love you. They were doing all that. I really feel bad for Amanda because I know that's hard for her. I actually feel bad for Andrea too, because she's sort of given up her life in Atlanta it's a good thing that she's now going to be close to her son, Andre, but it's kind of sad because it's like she's giving up, everything she was working on in Atlanta for Chris, but Chris kind of just walked away from her. He walked away from their daughter while their daughter was just coming out the hospital. She was on a feeding tube and all this stuff. I just hope that Andrea can wise up and see that Chris does not deserve her heart in that way until he matures and is ready to be the man that she deserves and be the man that their two children deserve. But who am I to tell her what to do? It's her life. She's got to live it how she wants to. So, they have a lot of tears and all that. But one thing I do want to ask is, what do you guys think? Tell me what you think. Do you think that this now opens the gateway for Andrea to become part of Little Women Dallas? Because for me, I'm just being honest with y'all, okay? I think Little Women Dallas is kind of boring. Little Women Atlanta is entertaining. Little Women LA is entertaining. But Little Women Dallas is just the one chick who stole the bar from her friend, the bar idea or whatever. I can't remember her name, but she used to be on Atlanta. And then her best friend who kind of just like doesn't, I won't say she doesn't have a mind of her own, but she kind of just rolls with whatever the other friend does. And then everybody else is kind of boring. They did have that one episode where they had that bar fight, which was kind of entertaining. But other than that, Little Women Dallas kind of leaves a lot to be desired. So if Andrea is going to stay in Dallas, she could get some good opportunities if she's on Little Women Dallas. I want to see if that's going to happen, because if she's on Little Women Dallas, that will make it a lot more entertaining, because the Tiny Twins, they don't put up with anybody's crap. They are quick to cuss a chick out. So I am really interested in seeing if the two of them are going to be on two different Little Women shows. You have one twin on one reality show, another twin on the other reality show. Has that ever been done? I can't recall, because there are not many twins on reality shows anyway. So I don't know that there are too many sisters, let alone identical twins, on separate shows in separate cities. That would be entertaining, okay? Little Women crossover or something like that. That could be cute. So I'm here for it. I want to see that. So if Andrea is going to be in Dallas, put her on Little Women Dallas. I bet you they do it. I bet you it'd be good too. And then last but not least, they're back at the reception. Oh, and that's when Monie and Morlin give their speech. It's really cute. They thank everyone for coming out. They leave in some pretty like old school car. I couldn't tell if it was Rolls Royce or what, but it was a like old school that said just married on the license plate. It was super adorable. Everybody had the little sparklers as they were leaving. So congratulations to Monie and Morlin on their nuptials, on their wedding. Wish them much success, love, happiness. Maybe they'll even have a baby, like a little women Atlanta baby. It would be so cute. So then Tanya's little kids, because she has toddlers and then she's pregnant, so her babies will have somebody to play with. Maybe if Andrea comes back to visit, her kids will have somebody to play with. If Amanda and Jordan get married, they can have a baby. So that would be cute. So if Monie and Morlin had a little kid, that would be adorable. But anyway, it was a really good episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I really loved it. Hope you guys liked it. Let me know in the comment section if you enjoyed it or not. Be sure to subscribe. We'll have more reviews and recaps for other shows coming up. Don't forget, we got Power on Sunday. And then this week, Basketball Wives doesn't come on, but it'll come on the week after. So Basketball Wives in 2 weeks. We'll have some other things going on. I'm thinking about doing some movie reviews. So be sure to subscribe. Go ahead and like this video. And I will check you guys out later. Bye-bye. See you later. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you.
Thank you for coming to Writer's Vlogs. In the description box, you'll find
links to our social media,
blog,
and anything else you need to know.
Be sure to rate,
comment,
and subscribe to our channel.
Mwah!